Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in EEE Department, working in ISL Engineering College. So today we are going to see another session of Power System Operation and Control subject for EEE final year students. So already we have seen in the previous classes what is economic dispatch problem. Okay. So the main aim of economic dispatch problem will be to minimize the total cost of generation of real power at various stations, but at the same time it has to satisfy the loads and losses in the transmission lines. So we are going to see in today's class equal incremental cost criterion, neglecting transmission losses with and without generator limits. Okay. So what are the equality and inequality constants? Already we have seen in the previous classes. So now in this session we are going to see the equal incremental cost criterion, neglecting transmission losses. So in that we are having two cases, that is considering the generator limits and another one is not considering the generator limits. Okay. So the simplest economic dispatch problem is the case when the line losses are neglected. That is, the problem model does not consider system configuration and line impedances. Here, in this diagram, we can see here that the model is assuming that system is having only one bus with all the generation and loads connected to only one bus. Okay, P1, P2 are the power generated at 1, 2, 3 stations, etc. till PNG. Okay, this is last station we are representing the power by PNG. Okay, these are the cost T1, C1, C2 and so on CNG, and this is the demand. PD is the demand here. So we are neglecting the line losses here in this case, and we are assuming that the system has only one bus and all the generation and all the loads are connected to it. Now, as the transmission losses are neglected, total demand PD will be sum of all the generations. That is, PD will be equal to what? P1 plus P2, all the generations, P1, P2 plus P3 and so on till PNG. We are not including transmission losses here. If they are included, then at that time the equation will be something different. Okay, we have to include there plus PL. Okay, next the cost function CI is assumed to be known for each plant. So for each plant we are assuming that this CI will be known for us. So the problem is to find the real power generation for each plant such that the objective function is defined by the equation CT is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to NG CI. Okay, in place of C, we can use F also. So in some textbooks, it is given as C, and in some textbooks, it can be taken as F. CT or CI or FI or okay, CI, FI, anything is same. So this CT is equal to what? Summation I is equal to 1 to NG CI, and that will be equal to summation I is equal to 1 to NG alpha I plus beta I pi plus gamma I pi square. Already we have seen this equation in the previous classes. So this should be minimum subject to the constant summation I is equal to 1 to ng pi equal to pd. Okay. So we have to make the cost, that is this CT should be equal to summation I is equal to 1 to ng CI. It should be minimum subject to the constant summation I is equal to 1 to ng pi is equal to pd. So in economic aspects, the cost will be minimized by minimizing the running cost. So running cost, the major contribution of running cost will be the fuel cost. So directly the economic load dispatch is dealing with the minimization of fuel cost. Okay. So we are minimizing here the fuel cost. what is this CT here? CT is the total production cost, CI is the production cost of ith plant, and PI is the generation of ith plant. PD is the total load demand. NG is the total number of dispatchable generating plants. Now we have already introduced the Lagrangian function in the previous session we have seen. L is nothing but what here? Lagrangian function, and that is equal to Ct plus lambda PD minus summation I is equal to 1 to Ng Pi. So the minimum of this uncontrolled function is found at the point where partials of the functions to the variables are 0. So what we are doing here, partial derivative of this Lagrangian function with respect to Pi should be equated to 0. That is equation 4. Or the partial derivative of Lagrangian function with respect to lambda equal to 0. Okay. Now from this equation, what I am doing here, dou by dou pi of Lagrangian function, that is Ct plus lambda PD minus summation I is equal to 1 to Ng Pi equal to 0 we are taking. So this is as it is, dou Ct by dou Pi plus lambda. Lambda is a constant, so plus lambda as it is, I am taking constant. So derivative of PD will be equal to 0. Okay, 0 minus, see, PD and Pi are totally different from each other. So dou PD by dou Pi will be 0 minus 1, because it will be what? Pi, dou Pi by dou Pi we can say. So dou Pi by dou Pi will be 1. So what we are going to get here, by taking the partial differentiation of this equation 3, we are going to get dou Ct by dou Pi plus lambda into 0 minus 1 is equal to 0. But what is Ct? Ct is C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus and so on plus Cng. So dou Ct by dou Pi can be written as dCi by dPi, that is equal to lambda. Here from this equation what we can write, dou Ct by dou Pi is equal to lambda, or dCi by dPi is equal to lambda. So this is the condition for optimum dispatch, that is dCi by dPi is equal to lambda, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on till Ng. This is equation 6. So here in this equation we are taking the differentiation of this equation 1. Okay. So we are going to get beta I plus 2 gamma I Pi is equal to lambda. Okay. That is with respect to Pi we are differentiating. So beta I, this is equal to 0. Remaining will be what? Beta I plus Pi square differentiation is 2 Pi. So beta I plus 2 Pi gamma I equal to lambda. Okay, because dCi by dPi is lambda, that's why this is also becoming equal to lambda. Now from this equation 5, dou L by dou lambda equal to 0, we can write summation I is equal to 1 to Ng, Pi is equal to PD. Pi is nothing but generation of ith plant, that is equal to total load demand. Okay, Pi is equal to PD we are telling here. So this equation 8 is the equality constant that was to be imposed. So when losses are neglected with no generator limits for economic operation, all plants must operate at equal incremental production cost while satisfying the equality constant. Okay, so we are not considering here losses and we are not considering the generator limits here. So for the economic operation, so most economic operation, okay, here we are taking into consideration the most economic operation. So for that, all plants must operate at equal incremental production cost while satisfying the equality constant. So from equation 7, that is from this equation beta I plus 2 gamma I Pi is equal to lambda, we can write Pi is equal to what? See, from this equation 2 gamma I Pi is equal to lambda minus beta I. Okay. Then Pi will be equal to what? Lambda minus beta I by 2 gamma I. So, relation given by this equation pi is equal to lambda minus beta I by 2 gamma I is known as coordination equation, and this is a function of lambda. Pi is a function of lambda. Analytical solution can be obtained for lambda by substituting for pi in equation 8. So, pi is substituted in this equation. Summation I is equal to 1 to ng, pi is equal to pd. In this, I am substituting the value of pi as lambda minus beta I by 2 gamma I. Okay, that is summation I is equal to 1 to ng, lambda minus beta I by 2 gamma I is equal to pd. Or I can write lambda equal to pd plus summation I is equal to 1 to ng, beta I by 2 gamma I divided by summation I is equal to 1 to ng, 1 by 2 gamma I. So value of lambda which we are finding from equation 11 will be substituted in equation 9 to obtain the optimal scheduling of generation. So this 11th equation we are substituting in 9th equation. Here we are substituting the value of lambda to obtain the optimal scheduling of generation. So we can get a solution of economic dispatch neglecting losses by the use of gradient method also. So what we are doing here, equation 10 we are writing as f of lambda is summation pi is equal to pd. This equation I am writing as f of lambda is equal to summation pi, that is equal to pd, where f of lambda is a function of pi. So by Taylor series expansion, the left hand side of this equation 12 about an operating point lambda k and neglecting higher order terms will result in f of lambda k plus d by d lambda of f of lambda k delta lambda k equal to pd. So this f of lambda we are taking it as summation pi. So I am substituting here d f of lambda by d lambda k delta lambda k is equal to pd minus summation pi. This f of lambda k I am writing as summation pi. So this entire thing pd minus summation pi can be taken as delta pk. Okay. So here from what I can write, delta lambda k equal to what, delta pk divided by df of lambda by d lambda. Same thing I am writing here. Or in place of f of lambda, I can write pi, because f of lambda is equal to pi. Here we have seen. Okay, f of lambda is summation pi we have seen. So I am substituting here f of lambda as summation pi. Now delta lambda k will be equal to delta pk divided by summation. So this delta pi by dpi by d lambda equal to what, 1 by 2 gamma I. Derivate the equation of pi with respect to lambda, then we are going to get 1 by 2 gamma I. So lambda k plus 1 will be equal to lambda k plus delta lambda k, where delta pk equal to pd minus summation pi. Okay, delta pk is pd minus summation I is equal to 1 to ng pi k. So this process will be continued until delta pk will be less than a specified accuracy. Okay, next we are going to see the economic dispatch neglecting losses but including the generator limits. Okay, now we are going to see the generator limits. Okay, they are included now. So power output of any generator should not exceed its rating, and it should not be below the necessary limit for the stable boiler operation. That is, it should lie between some minimum and maximum limits. The generators are restricted to lie within given minimum and maximum limits. Okay, so we have to set the value of minimum and maximum rating for the generator, so that the output of the generator should not exceed and should not be below these particular values. Okay, so problem is to find the real power generation for each plant such that the objective function, this Ct is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to ng alpha I plus beta I pi plus gamma I pi square is minimum, subject to the constant summation I is equal to 1 to ng pi is equal to pd. Same thing which we have seen for without including the generator limits. Okay. So inequality constant is given by, now we have to take into consideration this inequality constant, that is pi should lie between pi minimum and pi maximum, where I is equal to what, 1, 2, 3 and so on till ng. Pi min and pi max are the minimum and maximum value, maximum generating limits respectively for plant I. Okay, for plant I we are setting the values of minimum power and what is the maximum power. So the Kuhn-Tucker condition complement the Lagrangian condition to include the inequality constant as additional terms. So previously we were taking into consideration only equality constants, but now we are considering inequality constants also. So necessary condition for the optimal dispatch with losses neglected will become dCi by dPi equal to lambda for Pi lying between Pi minimum and Pi maximum. Next is dCi by dPi is less than or equal to lambda for Pi is equal to Pi max, and dCi by dPi is greater than or equal to lambda for Pi equal to Pi minimum. So numerical solution will be same as earlier what we have done without including the generator limits. Okay, from equation 9, that is coordination equation, we can write summation Pi is equal to Pd. So lambda and Pi will be found and iteration will be continued till summation Pi is equal to Pd. Let us see a numerical based on this topic. The fuel cost functions for three thermal plants in dollar per hour is given by. See here I am writing the unit as dollar per hour. So earlier when I said about the input output curves, there we have seen the unit as rupees per hour. Okay. So we can take here in place of rupees dollar also. Okay. So according to our numerical, we are taking here as dollar per hour. Okay, so the fuel cost functions for three thermal plants in dollar per hour is given by C1 equal to 500 plus 5.3 P1 plus 0.004 P1 square, C2 equal to 400 plus 5.5 P2 plus 0.006 P2 square, C3 equal to 200 plus 5.8 P3 plus 0.009 P3 square, where P1, P2, P3 are in megawatts. The total load PD is 800 megawatts. Neglecting line losses and generator limits, find the optimal dispatch and the total cost in dollar per hour. First one by analytical method, that is using lambda equal to PD plus summation I is equal to 1 to ng beta I by 2 gamma I by summation I is equal to 1 to ng 1 by 2 gamma I. Okay, second one is by iterative technique using gradient method. So we have to solve this problem by using analytical method and by gradient method. So we have to find the optimal dispatch and the total cost. So lambda equation, we know lambda equal to what, PD plus summation I is equal to 1 to ng beta I by 2 gamma I by summation I is equal to 1 to ng 1 by 2 gamma I. Substitute the values here. PD is given as 800. In this problem, total demand is given as 800 megawatts. Okay, here PD is 800 megawatts. So substitute the value of PD as 800 plus I is equal to 1 to, how many are there here? 3 are there, na? 3 thermal plants are there, 1, 2, 3. So summation I is equal to 1, 2, 3 beta I by 2 gamma I, that is B1 by 2 gamma 1 plus B2 by beta 2 by 2 gamma 2 plus beta 3 by 2 gamma 3. Okay. So first what, beta and gammas, what are betas and gammas? This is alpha, this is alpha plus, this is in the form of C is equal to, Ct is equal to uh, summation I is equal to 1 to n alpha I plus beta I pi plus gamma I pi square. Okay, so this is equation in that form. So what will be my alpha? Alpha will be equal to 500, beta will be equal to 5.3 and gamma will be equal to 0.004. This is for first plant. Then second and third respectively we have to write. Okay, so beta 1 by 2 gamma 1. What is beta 1? 5.3 divided by 2 into 0.004. So 2 into 0.004 will be equal to 0.08. So 5.3 divided by 0.08 plus 5.5 divided by 0.012 plus 5.8 divided by 0.018. Okay, same thing I am writing here. 5.3 by 0.08 plus 5.5 by 0.012 plus 5.8 by 0.018. Next what? Next is summation I is equal to 1 to ng 1 by 2 gamma I. Again, so we are having three plants here. So I is equal to 1 to 3. That will be 1 by 2 gamma 1 plus 1 by 2 gamma 2 plus 1 by 2 gamma 3. So the gamma is here, this one. So 1 by 0.008 plus 1 by 0.012 plus 1 by 0.018. This will be my denominator values. So after calculation, I'm going to get the value of lambda as $8.5 per megawatt hour. Okay. So substituting this value of lambda in coordination equation, we are going to get the values of P1, P2 and P3. Okay. So lambda value how much? 8.5 we got. So in this equation, Pi is equal to lambda minus beta I by 2 gamma I. Substitute the value of lambda. Beta 1, this one will be beta 1 and this one will be gamma 1. So we are just now I said you how to find out betas and gammas from the equation. So substitute all the values. We are going to get the P1 as 400, P2 250 and P3 as 150 megawatt. Okay. So second method is by using gradient method we have to find the numerical solution. So let us assume initial value of lambda is 6. Okay, we are assuming the value of lambda is 6. So from coordination equation P1, P2, P3 we are finding out now. Now previously we have seen the lambda value was 8.5 we got here. Okay, 8.5 we got. Now for the gradient method what we are doing, we are assuming the lambda value as 6. Substitute in this equation 6, value of lambda is 6 and all other things are same as it is, beta 1 beta 2 beta 3 as it is, gamma 1 gamma 2 gamma 3 as it is. So we are going to get new P1 P2 P3 as 87.5 41.667 and 11.1111. So PD is 800 megawatt and now the error, that is delta P is delta Pk is equal to PD minus summation I is equal to 1 to Ng Pik. That is, now whatever error is there here, that one will be what, 800 minus uh, new P1 P2 P3. Okay, so 800 minus new P1 P2 P3 values we have found out here, that is 87.5 41.6 11.11. Okay, so we are going to get the delta P value as 659.7222. So delta lambda k equal to delta pk. These are the equations of gradient method just now we have seen. Okay, so delta lambda k equal to delta pk by summation I is equal to 1 to ng 1 by 2 gamma I. So substitute all the values. Delta pk just now we got here, and then substitute other values also of gamma 1 2 3. So we are going to get delta lambda k as 2.5. Now new value of lambda will be equal to, that is assumed value 6 plus whatever calculated value we got here. Okay, so 6 plus 2.5 8.5. 8.5 is the new value of lambda. Now we are continuing the process for second iteration. So that is P1 P2 P3 in second iteration. What we are going to get, substitute the new value of lambda now in this equation. That is Pi is equal to lambda minus beta I by 2 gamma I. In this equation I am substituting the new value of lambda as 8.5 for second iteration. So again I got the values of P1, P2, P3 in second iteration as 400, 250 and 150. Now again we have to see the condition, that is delta Pk is equal to Pd minus summation I equal to 1 to n Pik. So 800 minus new values of P1, P2, P3 after second iteration. Okay, so we are going to get this value as 0. So, so delta P2 delta P2 is 0. So equality constant is met here in two iterations only. So optimal dispatch are, so now whatever values of P1 P2 are required are P1 400, 250 and 150 megawatts respectively, and lambda is equal to $85 per megawatt hour. So now calculate the total fuel cost CT. CT is equal to what? Summation I is equal to 1 to Ng Ci. So calculate the value of CT now. that is 500 plus 5.3 into 400 plus 0.0404 square plus 400 plus so we are going to get the value of CT as $6682.5 per megawatt hours. Okay, so this is the value of total fuel cost. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Okay, so today's class what we have seen, I'm just going to take your few moments here. So we have seen here economic dispatch, neglecting transmission losses, with and without generator limits, and we have solved a numerical problem also based on this topic. So we have considered a model in which it has only one system where all the generators and loads are connected to it. Okay, so transmission losses are neglected. PD will be the sum of the generation here, and CI will be the cost function assumed to be known for each plant, and we have to find the real power generation for each plant such that this CT equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n ngCi, that is summation I is equal to 1 to n alpha I plus beta I pi plus gamma I pi square is minimum subject to the constant summation I is equal to 1 to ng pi is equal to pd. Okay, so we have seen what are the CT, CI, PI, PD, NG, N. Then we have seen the coordination equations, and we have seen the economic dispatch with and without generator limits, and we have seen the gradient method also to find the solution. Okay, so including generator limits, what we are doing here, we are taking into consideration inequality constant, and it should lie between the minimum and maximum limits. Okay, then we have solved one numerical based on this topic. Okay, thank you everyone for watching the video.